Yo, what's up guys? Your boy Nitrostorm here. Welcome back to Black Clover M. As you saw there, we are in the raid limited dungeon against Betelgigas, right? And unfortunately, no, we're not doing part 7. This is just a video on how I cleared part 6. It's a quote-unquote guide, mainly because, more or less I kind of know what I'm doing, but at the same time I don't have an actual set plan. So, first things first, the first boss is blue, so you preferably want green characters, and it has an attack where it'll perform an extra attack if you have a buff, which will stun if you don't have a barrier. So you either want no buffs or you want barrier, right? Passive doesn't really matter that much, just makes it tanky and stuff. And then phase 2, it's more so straightforward damage, has a lot of burn effects, so you kind of want nice healing, right? Or status ailment immunity, or removal, which I don't think we have currently. And stuff like this, it doesn't really matter too much, just like use your classic blue team as the phase 2 is red. Now for the teams I have used, as you can see, it's pretty scuffed. My builds have improved since then, so you can just take my gear or my stats as a reference point. Yeah, we'll just take my stats as a reference point and then we'll go from there. So this is my team comp, obviously using Red Asta and Noel, right, against phase 1 is pretty stupid idea because the enemy is blue, but it does kind of work out. In terms of Fuegoleon and Mimosa, as you can see, I don't have many options, as you can see. I'm essentially coping with what I currently have. Let's go take a look at the preset skills if you do want to auto. I went with this. So we're using Noelle because she can give us barrier and then she'll die, and that's about it. On full auto, this will be very slow because Mimosa will always try to revive Noelle because she's the weakest character. And so if your Fuegoleon and / or your Asta dies, well, it's going to be a long run. But the most important factor here is to keep your Mimosa alive. And that's about it. So in terms of stats, we'll just quickly go over. So for my Asta, he's kind of beefed out right now, like very beefed out, right? You can probably survive with like lesser stats. But yeah, it's pretty much up to you there. And defensively speaking, he's using 2-piece advanced defense. And then Mimosa, again, tried making her as tanky as possible. I am using 4-piece advanced defense. But I think she can survive with, I think, less defense. I think 7.5k might be minimum when trying to solo it. And then Fuegoleon, well, my build is pretty weird on him, but he does survive kind of decently well with 6k, but he will die if my Mimosa doesn't heal enough. And then my very scuffed Noelle, I just tried giving her, a good amount of defense as well as some M attack, so she at least survives the first attack from the boss. And then that's pretty much about it. For phase 2, it's your ordinary blue team. If you've been able to auto a lot of the red content endgame, like the last stages, then I'm pretty sure you'll be able to just slot them in and easy. For this one, I would prefer if you have if your Charmy is very high M attack, only using skill 1 and relying on the extra attack proc so you can heal everyone, as the skill 2 heals too much. It heals too much and it only heals one character, that's why. And then for this one, make sure you ult first with Marin, or if you're using Mars, just use combined skill. But I'm using special skill on Marin because it reduces M attack of the enemy, so we take less damage. And then the second skill second, because after the first attack of the boss, which is an AoE, it will do single target attacks. So you want Soul Marin to taunt the boss so it attacks her instead, giving your team more likelihood of surviving. And then for Lotus, just do your 1-2. because this one does do good damage and reduces damage res. And if you happen to have a skill card, you get concentrated attack. And then your main DPS, depending on who you're using, just give your best skill preset for that. Now for stats, give or take, just have your stats around this. For my Jack, I tried giving him more defense. I think he has 2-piece advanced defense. Same for Lotus, we have 2-piece advanced defense as well. For blue team, I would say keep in mind the offensive stats as well. I think that will help a lot if you want to survive against phase 2, because phase 2 is technically harder to survive against if you're lacking in damage. And then for Soul Marin, she is 4-piece advanced defense. And then last but not least, Charmy. I went all in on M attack, but it is 2-piece advanced defense as well. And that's pretty much it. Auto, blue can auto potentially, but it can fail as well. Phase 1 can also potentially auto, but if your attackers die, she will always she will just keep reviving the well, and the fight might potentially take forever, but you should potentially survive it. But in any case, and that's it for the guide. Apologies that took a while. It's pretty worthy because we are talking about 2 teams. You can't end off the video here, but from here on out is now the gameplay guide. So we'll go ahead and start. So I'll just play it out on auto for the time being. I'll play it out on auto and then just talk to you about what's going on, mainly because there'll be parts where, you kind of want to hold off if your team starts to die. So for the first part, it should be okay. I might manual early, but yeah, as you can see, it attacks AoE first, and then my Asta starts going in and doing damage. Pretty respectable for a red. And then we have Noel's barrier. It's only 11k, right? But we also get increased defense. And then, yeah, as you can see, that's bad timing, right? But it should be okay. I hope. And there you go. So that was the AoE that stuns. But we all had barrier, so no one stunned there. And then so far it seems, you think it's going good, right? But it's gonna go downhill very quickly. Yeah. So HP will stop going down, I believe, because it's gonna ult soon. Right here, there we go. Once it starts getting speed buff, that's when it starts becoming a bit more difficult to handle. But as you can see, my Mimosa is doing very well. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention, I don't know if it's necessary, but like, you can pick up a green talent that if you manage to resist damage, you get 1 turn debuff immunity. So you can consider getting that if you want. Okay, so as you can see, I think it wasn't able to do an extra attack that stuns because the person it attacked first had no buffs. It wasn't able to do an extra attack that stuns the whole team. So there's a bit of RNG there when it comes to actually doing this stage, right? Because if it single target Asta, the extra attack will be the stun. So there is that to consider. So surprisingly, this has been my best auto yet. I'm not kidding. This has been my best auto. I'm going to turn off auto here, I think. Actually, no, we'll just leave it. We'll just leave auto on, actually. And look, she will revive Noel guaranteed because she's the lowest H. Oh, why am I getting? I'm being corrected by my own game. Surprisingly, I haven't gotten stunned yet. Okay, look, this is very lucky. Oh, Asta's dead. Furigolian is dying. Oh, never mind. But yeah, as you can see, as long as you have the tankiness, you'll be able to do stage 6. Can you give me an example where it stuns? Here we go. So it attacks Fuigolian, extra attack stuns the whole team because Fuigolian had a buff. So as you can see, his HP is very low, but it's moving. It's moving quite often because everyone is slowed. But as you can see, Mimosa is tanking very well. And surprisingly, Fuigolian tanked as well. So very nice stuff. The burn might help move me to phase 2. Okay, it was low enough. Very nice. So we didn't actually get to the point where it became a scuffed run. That's so surprising. That's the first time that I was able to auto stage 6 like that. First time. Alright, so for this one, it's going to deal big damage. As you can see, burning everyone. You just have to pray really that you survive. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. In this one, where we are RNG praying that Tommy extra attacks. There you go, RNG extra attack. And then we have oh, he got blocked. That's unfortunate. There we go. Now it's not taunted. Okay, no man, it was doing AoE anyway. Okay, we didn't get extra attack RNG there. Oh, he got mobility reduction from Lotus. Very nice. He got the taunt up, but it was an AoE anyway. So this one does big damage. It can kill off your team if your team's not tanky enough. That's why I like having advanced defense on all my characters, because it's just very high value in my honest opinion. And then we have Lotus coming back in like so. Again, another AoE attack. Everyone tanking pretty nicely. Again, lowering M attack just to make it weaker. And then Charmy finishing it off. Honestly, this has been the smoothest run overall, like out of all of my tries. So I managed to get to stage 6 yesterday, and then all 3 today have been on stage 6, and this was the smoothest phase 1 ever. And phase 2 was just as smooth as last time. And that's pretty much about it. If you got any more questions in regards to this raid, do let me know in the comments below. Hopefully this guide works out for all of you. As you can see, technically speaking, as long as you have the bulk, essentially the gear, you can just simply tank the boss, and you can get lucky as well, as you saw in this video. In any case, just leave a comment down below if you need anything. It's been your boy Nitrostorm. I'll see you guys in the next stream or video. Peace.